we're going to talk a little bit about why today the crusade is more serious than ever. I think we have a tremendous job to do. And I want you to write this hashtag down, hashtag financial_illiteracy_crisis. I believe we have a serious crisis. I'm going to share with you about this, and I think we got to keep this in the front of our mind and make sure that every new recruit coming on board why this is such a big deal. So the number one concern that's on the minds of the consumer today, the things they're going to bed at night, the things they're thinking all the time is their financial challenges, folks. This is what keeps people up at night. This is what wakes them up in the middle of the night. And this financial crisis is a serious issue, and we want to send out more of these hashtags about this and really make an impact. I talked about that in a minute. But there's four main areas. There's four main areas that people are thinking about that's challenging them. And boiled down to this is what makes our opportunity so great, okay? So number one is the debt challenge. You know, debt right now is at an all-time high. Student loans is over $1.5 trillion. Credit cards are over $1 trillion. Auto loans are over $1 trillion. Look at this, 40% of America spends up to half of their monthly income on paying debt. Folks, it's killing people financially, and we gotta make a difference here. No savings. Number two challenge: no savings. People aren't saving money. They don't have a systematic plan to do that. People think today, you know, they got to have a lot of money to do anything with. They don't think that, you know, saving a couple $100s a month will make a big impact. And we got to teach people that and show people the impact and the difference of that. 58% of 18 to 34-year-olds, the millennial generation, have not even started yet. That's almost 6 out of 10 people that haven't even started saving yet. And it's terrible because people don't know about mutual funds. They've heard of them, they don't understand them. They don't know you could put $50 a month away, $100 a month, a couple $100s a month away, and be set by the time they retire. Right now, there's about $12 trillion. $12 trillion that's getting 0% to 0.5% interest, while the S&P 500 in the last 10 years has averaged 17%. It was just in USA Today just last month. The USA Today on March 9th, 2019 said that the average rate of return in the S&P 500 was 17%, folks. If people knew that, they'd be investing, they'd be doing that. And the third challenge is no protection. People either have no protection or majority have the wrong protection. About 70% have the wrong protection or no protection. And you look at this, 70% of households will feel devastated if their spouse died. They know it would. You see these GoFundMe accounts. You see people trying to do car washes and things like that. If they knew you could have the proper protection for $80 or $50 or $100 a month, properly protect their family, obviously they'd be doing it. But nobody's educating America how to do that. And then you look at how long would if that happened, a devastation like that happened, how long could a family sustain their monthly budget without that income? It would be devastating. And look at this. In the Wall Street Journal, it says, universal life is among the reasons Americans are approaching retirement in the worst shape in decades. And folks, again, they don't understand. So I want to tell you this story here of this whole example, what's happened. The insurance revolution, if you notice, this is the USA Today on the front page of the money section, October 8, 1991. And they said back then, the industry began its radical change when interest rates soared a decade ago. Forced to compete with higher yielding investments offered by banks, brokerages, and mutual funds, insurers, the insurance industry, created new types of policies whose return could compete with other investments. And if you look at this bar chart on the left-hand side on the very bottom, you can see that bar chart was 1980. And in 1980, all they had there was term and whole life. 82% of term being sold in the industry, 82% whole life, 18% term. And then the competition started coming along, like A.L. Williams and Primerica, and this whole revolution started changing, educating the consumer. So they came up with all these other different products like universal life, variable universal life. This was 1991, the bar chart on the right-hand side. You can see whole life went down and term went down. And so now you look at this. This is 1991, so picture this. Just a few short years later, 6 years later, in the USA Today again, headline said, life insurance policy pitfalls. Group says consumers lose billions of dollars on cash value plans. And you look at this chart right there, it says the Consumer Federation of America did this survey, and they showed that after the first year of 109 policies of companies that they analyzed, the average rate of return was a negative 87.9% the first year, and about a negative 55% the next year. So who would ever want to put their money in an investment where you got a negative 80 or 50% return on your money? Nobody would if they understood and they knew that. The next one, this Forbes magazine then comes out, it says, retirement disaster looms for universal life policyholders. Folks, if people knew this stuff, they would never buy it, they'd never own it, they'd never sell it. So then Market News talks, it says millions could get slammed with steep premium hikes for universal life. And in this explains, it says, understandably, universal life policyholders, many who have been assured, they've been assured by their salesperson that their premiums would never go up. And now they're not taking it well. There's dozens of lawsuits against insurers who sold these policies, according to New York Times. So folks, this is not Primerica saying this. This is the media saying this. This is what's happening to families today. And now you hear people say, oh, those are the old policies. Yeah, that's because they started selling it in the 80s when the baby boomers were in their 30s. Now they're getting in their 50s and 60s and 70s, and it's devastating them. Look at this next article. Universal Life. The 1980s sensation has backfired. Universal Life's 80s sensation backfired. Wall Street Journal. And again, it says among this reason is why we're approaching retirement in our worst shape. The next one, Wall Street Journal. And it shows us an example of this family here, now obviously in the retirement age, retirees stung by universal life costs, where the cost of insurance is increasing as you get older, eating up the cash values, because the insurance cost becomes more than what you're paying in premiums, and then the deficit. If you're paying, let's say, $3,000 a year and your cost of insurance goes up to maybe $4,000 and $5,000 and $6,000 and $7,000 a year, they take that difference out of your cash to pay the deficit, and that's how it eats up all the money, and that's why it's devastating families in their retirement. And most people don't understand this stuff. Agents that sell it don't understand it. And our new recruits and our agents need to understand this stuff inside and out, be able to destroy the competition, these policies. Because, folks, this is what's affecting your families, your aunts, your uncles, your parents, and that's why we need to get a new recruit off to a fast start, get them to see people to understand this in a big way. The next challenge number 4, 78% of workers are living paycheck to paycheck. Folks, we got an income challenge in America. Incomes have been flat for decades, and people don't understand this either. So this right here is the reason why it's creating all the other problems, which is debt and credit cards. And I'll talk about that in a second, but here's some articles. America's middle-class parents are working harder for less. Americans know that they're not ready for retirement, but it's worse than they think. Folks, this is the kind of headline stuff that's coming out today, and that's why I said in the beginning, where our opportunity is bigger and better today than it's ever been, because the baby boomers, this is facing. Then we got, I'll talk about it in a second here. So here's why, the next slide. Here's why. The average household in America, folks, husband and wife, the average household in the year 2000 was $52,300. 18 years later, at the end of 2018, the average family income was $53,600, a $1,300 increase in 18 years. Like, it's barely over $100 a month in an 18-year period has been that cost, or the increase of a household income. With a 3%, if you took a 3% cost of living increase, a 3% cost of living increase from 2018, if you just added 3% to that $52,300 and you just grew that over that 18-year period, the average family in America today should be making $85,000 right now. That's what they should be making. So you think about that. That's a $32,000 difference, $32,000 short. You think about what would $2,500 a month do for the average family today. That's why we need to be recruiting people. My first year in Primerica, I made $36,000 part-time, and that was a life changer to me. And that also proved to me, like, wow, I can do this business. I can learn this. I can get good at this business. So that's why we need to do this. Think about this. And here's this. The cost of living over the last 30 years. This is how it's affected families. A new house has gone from $91,000 to $350,000. That's a 380% increase while families' incomes have been flat. That's why families are struggling. An average car in 1988 was $10,400. Today it's $36,000. A 350% increase of the average car while incomes have been flat in America. Just something like as simple as a movie ticket, trying to take your family to the movies. Gone from $3.50 to $9, a 260% increase. That's just to get in the door. Now you got to buy all the popcorn and candy and all the crap that's probably $100, that's $50 on top of that $10 ticket, right? So you can't even take your spouse and 2 kids to the movies without almost getting to $100. And that's what we're dealing with today, this cost of living. So, you know, the thing is the consumer, if they understood this, they know they got to make more money. That's the problem. The problem is they need to make up that $2,500 a month, $30,000 a year. So what's their options? Get a part-time job? That's real exciting, right? Get a part-time job, maybe $10 an hour, and you know, going through that, probably, you know, working another 20 hours a week, part-time, and maybe making $700, $800, $900 a month part-time, get another job, go back to school, now you get some student debt, you know, start a business, then you have to mortgage your house or do things like that to start a business, give up that job to do that and take that risk. Folks, we got the greatest part-time opportunity in America. You heard stories of people that are making huge money right out of the gate, and so I want to share with you, Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, which is the Amazon of China. This guy right here is the richest guy in China. He said, if you want bananas, he said, if you put bananas and money in front of a monkey, the monkey will choose bananas because monkeys do not know that money can buy more bananas. In reality, if you offer job and business to people, they'll choose job because most people do not know that business can bring more money than salaries. Profits are better than salaries because salaries can make you a living and profits can make you a fortune. So don't be a monkey, all right? So last thing, why you should consider the financial services industry in Primerica. You look at this. You see all that debt, no savings, no protection or the wrong protection. The incomes are flat. In this article in Forbes magazine, it says, producing the wealthiest careers out there that are producing the most success. Financial services is 24% of the Forbes magazine's billionaires, compared to technology 14%, food and beverage 10%, fashion and retail 9%, and real estate 7%. So financial services was triple real estate, almost quadruple real estate. And you look at that. So the greatest kept secret in our company today is recruiting the next generation of financial advisors. Look at this. There's only approximately 250,000 financial advisors or financial planners. There's 2 million attorneys, and there's over 1 million doctors, and there's only 250,000 financial advisors or planners. And 50% of those, 250,000, 50% of them are over the age of 55, and 100,000 plan to retire in the next 5 to 8 years, according to Investment News. Folks, the average insurance agent in America is 60 years old. The average Primerica representative is like 33 years old, and like 55% are women. So we got an opportunity of a lifetime. Is there a market? One of the biggest questions I had in closing, almost done here, is there a market? One of the things is 30 years ago, I thought, man, this is going to get saturated. Is there going to be room for me to do well at this as I started getting the hang of it? Well, there's 77 million baby boomers in America today. The average age is 54 to 72 years old. 54 to 72 years old, 77 million. What are you thinking about? Just like you're thinking you can't wait to retire. You're trying to get your ducks in a row to retire. Then there's 50 million Generation X. 50 million Generation X that are 36 to 53 years old. They're right in the middle of raising kids and maybe becoming teenagers and so on, and trying to raise a family and pay the bills and all those examples I just showed you. There's 85 million millennials. Millennials out there are clueless, folks. Most of them don't know what to do because they don't have parents that are teaching them what to do. And they don't teach this stuff in school. So what an opportunity other than Primerica to do something great. They're 18 to 35-year-olds, and like I said, 58%, almost 6 out of 10, have not even started doing anything yet. And then there's the senior citizens today. There's like 40 million seniors that are 72 and older. And there's 30 to 40 or 50 or 60, whatever article you read, trillions of dollars that's going to transfer. And folks, why not you? Why not you be their financial advisor? Why not you be the person that helps them financially? And you look at our track record, 3,600 plus. It's hard to even keep track. There's so many new $100,000 earners. Over 3,600 that are making between $100,000 a year to $999,000. 89 millionaires now, 89 making over $1 million today. Our track record is proven, our company's proven, our stock's proven, our history's proven. Folks, we got to do something big, and I want to wind up with this. See, every year, approximately 1 million new businesses start up in America because people are looking to do something. And statistics show that about 80% of all independently owned businesses fail within 5 years. So that means almost 800,000 businesses that start up last year will be out of business within 5 years. It's incredible. People are trying to do something. So, but the difference here is 75% of all franchises succeed. Why? Because they have a system. They have a system, and the system is the solution. And people work the system. In our business, the system is the 7 fundamentals. You've got to master the 7 fundamentals, get great at the 7 fundamentals, and then you focus on our weekly, like we've always said, 8531 is our system, and you hit those on a consistent monthly basis where you got to prospect, and you got to recruit, and you got to field train, and you follow our system, you're going to change your life. Thank you very much.